Welcome back, everybody. I'm Michael Foley, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a hip bump sweep from close guard.
I'm bringing in my buddy Matt for this. Matt's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, a former MMA fighter and kickboxer.
There's just a couple of foundation movements we got to do for this. The first one looks like this. I'm lying flat on my back, hands nice and tight. I'm going to pick my knees up, and I'm going to use the momentum from my legs swinging forward and coming slightly to the side so I can come up on my elbow right here. So again, it looks like this. Once I'm in this position, I'm going to come all the way up to my hand, put my knee and my foot on the floor at the same time, and I'm going to base off my left foot to drive my hip into the air. So the whole movement looks like this. With a partner, it looks like this. Got him in close guard. Without any setups or anything like that, it looks like this. If his hands are cleared and out of the way, I'm gonna open up my guard, and I do that swinging motion where I come up to my elbow and then to my hand. My outside foot, my left foot, I post that on the floor. This foot right here, I'm gonna hug his foot. I'm gonna put my foot parallel with his. This hand, I'm gonna reach over the top. And you got a couple options. I can either grab the elbow, pull it tight to my body, or I can wrap my arm around his arm and kind of punch myself in the chest, pinning his arm to my body. Now from here, I want to concentrate on getting my hips as high into the air as I possibly can, and then driving my knee to the floor in a forward motion this way, sitting him on his hip, and then my outside knee, I drive it to his armpit, and I get the sweep. Okay, let's look at it from the other side. So here again, no obstacles for this. His hands are open. So from here, I open up my guard, I do that sitting movement, come up to my elbow, then my hand. This foot, my left foot posts on the floor, I trap his arm, I get my hip high into the air as I possibly can, block his outside foot, and I concentrate on driving my right knee to the floor, and then I drive my left knee up to his armpit, and I get the sweep. Let's look at how to set this up so I get the reaction out of Matt that I need. So we start here in closed guard. He's got good posture right here, and his hands are in place. First thing I want to do is I want to fight my hands to the inside, bring him down. Maybe I put my hand in the collar and I threaten a cross choke. But my partner starts to pull back because he doesn't want to get cross choke. I'm going to use that as he's pulling back. I'm going to use that to pull myself up to my elbow, open my guard and go up to my hand, and then I'm going to let that choke go. That's when I trap the arm, engage my hips, and complete the sweep. Let's look at that one from another angle. So I start from closed guard and I attack with the hand on my partner's collar, make it look like I'm going for that choke. They start to pull back. So I'm gonna use his energy, pulling back to help me sit up, come all the way up to this position, trap the arm, engage my hips, and complete the sweep. There are two contingencies we've got to talk about. The first one is if my partner bases out with the arm that I'm trying to grab. It looks like this. So I set everything up normal, hand goes in the collar, I threaten the choke, they pull back. When they pull back, I sit up and I go for my hip bump sweep, but they post their hand out here. What I want to do from this position is I want to bump my hip out to the side. This hand catches the wrist. This hand here goes over the elbow, grabs my own wrist. I fall all the way back to the mat. My outside leg is nice and high so they can't step over. I post my right leg, bump my hip out, close my guard with my right foot on top. Now from here, I finish the Kimura. If you're not 100% sure on how to complete a Kimura shoulder lock, I'll put a link in the description to my full instructional on how to do that move. Matt also wrestled in university, and wrestlers tend to want to take people down. So the second contingency is if I sit up to do the hip bump sweep and he tries to tackle me back down to the floor. It looks like this. Hand goes in the collar, they pull back, I sit up, and he's gonna grab my hips and tackle me back to the mat. So what I wanna do instead, my right hand is posted on the floor, my left foot is posted, my hips are free to move. So as I feel him start to tackle me back to the mat, I'm gonna push my left leg straight, get my hips back behind my right hand, I wrap the neck with my left hand, and I grab my wrist with my right hand, pinch in, pull up. I'm gonna shoot my hips forward, close my guard, and finish the guillotine choke. I'll leave a link in the description below on my tutorial on how to finish a guillotine. The hip bump sweep or the sit-up sweep, it's the first sweep we see new people have success with when they first start Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Getting good at that one first should be your first game plan that you approach, and stringing them with the submissions that we tried today, the Kimura and the guillotine, that should be your first attacking system from close guard.
You can thank Matt in the comments for coming out to help me with this one. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the next one. I'm Michael Foley. I'll see you on the mats.